Okay, good evening, everybody. Really warm welcome to this Seesaw workshop. I can't see on my screen all the participants at this point, but if we first of all, to all our returning parents or parents who have been in Hong Kong, I hope you had a nice break and enjoyed all the delights of Hong Kong, subject to curfews at 6 o'clock. And to those who managed to get away, I hope that was enjoyable. And to all our new families, any new families that join us for this, a really warm extended welcome to you. This is not necessarily the way we want to start the academic year, but what we're trying to do is make sure that all the information, all the resources, and critically all the platforms we're going to use are going to be accessible. And this is the second workshop of the day, which is specifically around Seesaw. Now, Seesaw is a digital portfolio tool which effectively enables teachers to sort of set tasks and assignments and include instructions, templates for students to be able to use with increasing independence. Now, we chose this platform because we believe it really is a much easier means of communication, a two-way communication. We listened to the feedback initially when people felt that Google Sites was really clunky. Reception, we're using ILD, so it didn't have that sort of through train experience that children can build on. And even though we felt at the time, Seesaw towards the end of that home learning period could be something we could look at, we're also cognizant of the fact that maybe rolling out another platform after everything that we'd all been through wasn't a good time. But now is the good time to do it. And as I said, this is an opportunity to have a through train reception to exchange platform. And we are, it's intuitive, it's nicely laid out. And we're really hoping this is going to be well received within the community. We've tested it, we've looked at it, we've been training our teachers and our teaching assistants. And first of all, really grateful for Dan Knight, a learning technology teacher across both campuses for the prep, to be leading these workshops. He's going to do some on Google tomorrow. We've also got Clive Dawes, assistant head here for technology. Sarah Lynham, deputy at Kowloon Bay. We've got Anna Carrigan, who's deputy for here at Pot for Lamb. Of course, you know it's me, Ben Dixon, also Joe Lawfer, who is head at Kowloon Bay. So the idea is that there is an opportunity to really listen and absorb some of the areas and maybe some queries. Please, you can ask some questions at the end. There is also a chat facility. We will try and facilitate this as best we can. We might not get through all the questions, depends what the traffic is like. We'll try and feed that through this evening's session. Please also be mindful that this session is being recorded so that we can sort of roll this out to the parents who are not able to make it. So we've got a recording in place for all the elements from me going through to Dan, going through to any questions. And I know there might be some sort of thoughts and obviously concerns on a wider brief around home learning. Please can I ask that any questions tonight are specifically honed in on the technicalities and questions around Seesaw, the platform. Joe and I will be holding some sort of coffee style morning or evening meeting, which we're going to roll out in Kane News tomorrow, where we can talk about maybe some of the broader aspects of home learning, following the guidance we've set out and all the other information you've got. So, as I say, really warm welcome this evening. Great to see so many people participating. We had a great turnout this morning, and I'm going to hand over to the expert. Mr. Knight, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Dixon, and good evening, everyone. As Mr. Dixon just said, I'm Daniel Knight, if you haven't met or come across me before, and I'm the learning technology teacher across both Pot for Lamb and Kowloon Bay campus. So I've been very busy getting all these systems and things in place and supporting the teachers, the children, throughout the last couple of years on all the new innovations we've been doing. We are recording this session. If you wish to stop your video, please feel free, and I will be sharing my screen and going through a presentation and demonstration of the Seesaw application. This presentation has been recorded, so you will have access to the video if you wish to watch it again and listen to our dulcet tones. but also I'll be making the slide deck available, which can be a really powerful resource to help support you in supporting your children and this phase of home learning. So without further ado, I shall get on with it. Okay, so Seesaw. I'm going to start off by showing you a little promotional video from Seesaw. This video is maybe aimed at your younger family members rather than yourselves, but you know, I am sharing this slide deck with you, and if you feel like you wanted to help build that enthusiasm, the teachers will be building it. It would be great if you can mirror that and really get the children motivated and excited about using this new online learning platform. So please, it's just a minute long, and I'll excuse the wows now. Oops.
Hi, and welcome to Seesaw. We are so glad you are here today. Did you know that with just a tablet or laptop and Seesaw, you can do all kinds of things? Wow! Cool, huh? Seesaw helps you show all the things you know and are learning. You could draw a picture. Meow. You could take a photo and mark it up. I'm circling an important fact in the book I am reading. And you can even record yourself reading or talking about something. As you can see here, 2 + 4 = 6. And there is so much more. We can't wait to show you all the neat tools and things you can do with Seesaw. So get ready to have all the fun and show what you know here at Seesaw.
Okay, great. Just a short little video to kind of focus you in, and maybe something I'd say you could share with your children later. So in this session, we're aiming to get you and your children started on using Seesaw. We're going to cover signing in, which is very important. And if you feel like you've got an extra screen or you want to try this alongside, you've all been sent your sign-in information, and I can talk you through that. We're then going to look at how we can create a post, which is the main kind of way we share your children's work with the teacher, and then how you can respond to an activity, which is the new way that your children's class teachers will be sharing the home learning activities. These are kind of fully self-standing little activities that will include explanations and other things like that, which I'll show you when we get to it later on. So importantly, signing in, okay? Seesaw is a cross-platform application. It doesn't matter if you're on a computer, on an Android device, or an Apple tablet. The kind of experience is pretty much like for like. If you're on a computer, there's a link to app.seesaw.me. If you're using a mobile device, such as Apple or Android, you'll either have to go to the App Store for an Apple device or the Google Play Store on an Android device and download the Seesaw app. Now, a really important thing to note here is there are actually 2 apps. There is a family app and a class app. And as you can see in this little helpful slide, you need to ensure that you download the class app. We are not rolling out Seesaw for families at the moment because in this home learning phase, you will have full access to your child's home learning anyway. So normally Seesaw family would give you access to learning at school. You are going to have full access to that learning from home. So we will not be rolling out Seesaw family at this time. So please make sure, first of all, that you download the correct Seesaw class application. Another thing to note here is that Seesaw has totally taken off over the last few months with everything going on around the world. And they have really risen to the challenge of developing their app to match and keep pace with the ongoing challenges that we face in these tricky times. So the website, if you're using the web address through app.seesaw.me, that's always going to be the current version. But I need you to make sure that if you are using it on a mobile device, that you keep an eye on any update notifications. If you don't have automatic update on your apps, please keep an eye out for if there is an app update for Seesaw, because otherwise you may not see some of the functionality and extra bells and whistles that Seesaw are adding all the time. So if you've had Seesaw on your device for a while, it may be worth first thing first to go and make sure that you can update the app. We are going to log in as a student. As I say, we're in this home learning phase, okay, and you have all been sent an email with a PDF file containing a code and a QR code that you can scan. I'll talk to you how to do that. So let's go to our Seesaw site. As you can see, I'm app.seesaw.me, comes to the initial login page. You are going to log in as the student. Okay. You have been sent, let me find mine, a document similar to this. And if you have got the QR code, you can take a picture of that and it will log you in. Or you can copy the text from your letter and paste it into the text code here. Once you've done that, you click on go and you're signed in. Okay, it takes you to your child's journal view normally, okay, and you'll have a few different areas that I'm going to point you around now from my slides. So I am sharing this presentation with you. So there's an info slide for each element to begin with, and then it shows you the steps. So first, you're going to open the app, click I'm a student, enter your home learning code, or scan the QR code by clicking on the scan code, and you'll get into that class app student view. So what are we going to see? First of all, in the top left corner here, you want to make sure that your child's name is correct, okay? And you should see student. Hopefully none of them have been made teachers. I'm pretty sure they haven't. So first check is to make sure you have been given the correct details. I'm pretty hopeful that you will have. And you'll see next to your child's name a little red notification of how many new things have gone on in their journal view area. If at a later date we implement different strategies and add in different classrooms, it's an easy way to toggle between them by clicking on this name and selecting their different class. At the moment, you will just have one class to access, so no need to worry about that. We then have the journal entries and the posts that have been added either by the teacher or your child. And you may see something saying waiting for approval. What that means is anything that you and your children add to Seesaw needs to be checked and approved by the teacher. So it's not to worry, it's been added to the journal, okay? It's just waiting for approval from the teacher who may want to add some comments and make sure that everything's been matched as they are expecting. Here's where your post you'll see, and I'll go into the demonstration in a minute. Oops. To get back to this page, you click where it says journal, okay? And we also have, my mouse is getting a bit crazy, I do apologize. We also have an activities area and an inbox, which I'll talk about, where you can view these notifications. We're not going to use this for messaging, and I'll talk about that in a moment. So if we look at the live system here, here's our student name. If they were in different classes, they would show there. Here are the posts that we can see that this has come from the teacher and it's gone to everyone. Once these, this journal area gets populated with some, yours might be blank because these new Seesaw classrooms are not really going live until home learning begins on Thursday. So if there's no posts in here, you won't see these two little icons here. I will talk about them, but they won't be there if your class teachers have not added any posts to the journal as yet. Here is the journal button to come back to. We have our activities tab and our inbox. And here is where we won't be using these class announcements. Communication will continue to be through direct email with the class teacher. But if you do want to know what the notifications that you've got outstanding are, you can click on the notifications and it will show you the latest things that have happened since you checked last. So if you want to clear your notifications, you can go to the notifications tab. Again, to go back to the journal view, we just click on journal. So we do have a few filters available to us because this initial feed that it defaults to will just show everything that's been posted by your children, your individual child. You will not see other children's posts unless a teacher decides to share an example of good practice or whatever. By default, with home learning codes, you will only see your child's work and anything that the class teacher wishes to share with you. as and when we come back in school and we look at how we develop that within class, you may get to see different elements, but that's not for this stage. So we can filter on the most recent, which will just show the full list of the journal. And we can filter by date, I'll show you that in a moment, or we can filter by folders. And this is quite an important one for helping you manage your children's workflow. So here we are, this is the default view, and we can see everything in chronological order. This will get more and more full as home learning progresses. You can also click on the little calendar icon. I'd say it won't be there if you haven't got any posts. And then you can see on any particular day what items were posted into your child's journal. If you want to just look on the 24th, you can click on there and you'll see this post was entered on the 24th. This could be helpful for if you want to check what home learning was posted on a particular day. Remember, so home learning for a Wednesday will be posted on a Tuesday evening, so you'd want to check Tuesday. And then you can just go to those posts and see what they were. Click on the X to go back. To come back to the default view, you can click on the 3 lines. We can also then filter by folders, and your class teachers and specialists have been busy creating different folders where they will post their own information to your children. They will all appear in this journal feed, all in chronological order. So if you want to focus in on, say, class information, as this one is, you can see there's 2 items. I can click on here and it will just show items that have been posted to that folder. If you want to look at Mandarin, you can click there. This is just a demo class and it's not very well populated, but the idea is you can filter the journal view by the specialist folders or the subject to help you kind of focus in a little bit easier on work in certain areas. So that's how we can change the view of our journal. So we've now covered signing in and the basic views of the class app. We're now going to look at how we can create a post, and this is how the interaction between your child and the teacher can grow, okay, and how you can add work in to share with your class teachers. So we have a journal tab. Again, there's an initial slide that we shared with you and the steps following it, and I'm just going to go into a little demo mode now. So as a student, when you sign in, when you click on the add, it will only give the option to add a post to the journal. As a teacher, we have slightly different options. We can add posts or activities. All you need to know is click on the add button, okay? And you will get the option of what you want to add and share, okay? The photo will open the camera app and you can take a picture. The drawing will open the Seesaw workspace area. Video will open the camera and you can record. You can upload or share files that you have saved on your device already. You can add a note, which will add a bit of text, and you can add different links. I'm going to show you how to add a photo, and then I can also show you using the Seesaw workspace how we can add these other elements as well. If I click on the add photo button, it may ask you for permission for your camera. If you're using a computer, you can press the space bar or you can click on these items. I'm going to try and smile this time when I take the picture because I got a really funny face last time. So there we go. It's added my picture to the Seesaw workspace. You can see here we have where we can add extra pages. Press on this number here and we can add up to 20 pages per post. So I could annotate on this picture. I can move it around. Oops, I've got to unlock it. If you need to unlock, there's these 3 little dots here on any object, and you can unlock them and then resize, move it around, things like that. There's instructions on this later on this slide and little links to videos that you can watch in your own time to support. This is a really intuitive app designed for your children, and I'm sure it won't take very long of your support and your teacher's support before your children are kind of running rings around all of us on this app. So we can annotate, we can use pencils, we can annotate, we can add text boxes. These little 3 dots when you're on an item as well allow you to change the order and send things backwards and forwards. Lots of things lots of things to play around with. A kind of a useful one is you can add a voiceover to anything you're doing on your slide. So I can click on this little microphone. It's asking me if I can use my microphone. Yeah, I'm going to start recording. So it's now recording my voice and anything I'm doing in this workspace. So I can say, this is a photo of me. At this arrow, I am pointing to my ear. And I'm going to leave it at that. When I'm ready, I can click done. And that is going to create a little video of, so it's now recording my voice and anything I'm doing in this workspace. So I can say, this is a photo of me. At this arrow, I am pointing to my ear. And I'm going to leave it at that. When I'm ready, I can click. Okay, maybe not as exciting as your children will create, but I'm just kind of trying to demonstrate. This is a really powerful tool, especially for children who maybe haven't got as much access to written language in the earlier stages. They can add pictures or draw pictures and then narrate the deep, rich information that they might want to add to it. When they're ready, they can either save it straight to their journal for their teacher to review, or if they maybe want to come back and add something later, they can save it as a draft. They can also add extra pages, and on these pages you can add videos or upload files, all those things that were on that initial page as well. So there's lots of things you can add, and there's tutorials within this presentation. If you do save it as a draft, okay, it will be visible to your teacher, but they will know that it's not finished. So at any point, your child will be able to come back in, you'll see that it's a draft, okay? You can click on edit, and if you want to make any changes, you can, or you can just submit. Once you submit, your teacher will know that they need to then respond to it, okay? Now, this is the way your children can add information on their own to Seesaw. In an initial startup phase, we're going to ask if we can focus your attention onto the activities that the teachers are going to set. And there's a slightly different way that you're going to add responses to that. As we develop and the teachers kind of get the children more comfortable with Seesaw, they may ask for you, the opportunities for you to add work in a different way that they will communicate to you. I'm just showing that this is the add tool. This is the nuts and bolts of adding your children's work and information with class teacher. And it's really straightforward. The tools for activities I'm going to go on to next are very similar. So we've covered adding a journal post. So we click on the add button, choose the default, which tool you'd like to start off with. But remember, even if you choose drawing, you can add any of these things afterwards. You're not fixed to just a photo or just an upload. Here are the links to the different small tutorials on the different elements that you can add to your post. Here's the workspace, what it looks like, and just a little extra slide is a brief explanation of what the different buttons and tools do. As you play around with it, as your children play around with it, they'll get really confident with it, and they're going to start creating amazing work to share. I mean, just a reminder on this, when I get onto the activities, is that not all work needs to be done on the screen or on the device. Seesaw allows really powerful ability to take pictures of work they may have done offline, or videos you may have done of you and your children in a kind of more creative activity, and then you can share that as well. But I say, these slides are just there to show you the tools available for you for a post. So we're then going to come on to our main focus, and I put it at the end, so hopefully it's going to be sharpest in your minds, on how your teachers are going to share their home learning activities with the children. So if a teacher is going to share static information with you, so say something like a welcome video, a morning video, or anything like that, they will post it as a journal entry, okay? And you'll find it through the journal. If it's something where the teacher is expecting a response or some work to be handed in from your child, they will post it as an activity, and that will be found in this area. So how do we respond to an activity? Okay, we have this activities area. We're going to click on there, and it's going to be listed into to do, in progress, and done. All right. pretty self-explanatory. If you've not done it, it'll be in to do. If you've saved it as a draft, it'll appear in progress. And if you've sent it off, it'll be in done. Okay, and your teacher can change that status if they need some extra wording, but I'm sure that won't happen. The instructions are here, but again, I will quickly do a demonstration. Finally, once you're done, you can click on the tick button. So here's a little activity. It's a sample one from Seesaw. I'm going to click on add response. I've read all my instructions. There is a little audio to play. If you don't play it here and you click on add response, don't panic. You don't have to come out to re-listen. Another thing is if some people want to print these activities off to do separately, click on the three dots. You do get the option to print activity, and it will give you a screen, a pop-up with the instructions. Obviously, if there is a video and audio attached, you can't print that out. You will have to listen or watch that on the device. And any kind of template that your teachers might want your children to work from will be printed out as well. There are other ways that they can share those kind of documents with you through links, but that'll be down to the teachers to help you with. So I'm going to click on add response. I went to my activities. I've gone to my to-do. I've seen this activity is in there waiting for response. I'm going to click add response. Now, I don't know what the instructions are. I've forgotten. Okay, I can view my instructions here. I don't have to go out. Okay, I've got to share something you learned. Now, if your children can't access this, the teacher may have added a verbal or video instructions.
Share something you learned or created this week that you are excited about. 1, tap the add button. 2, take a photo of what you learned or created. 3, tap the microphone and tell us about it. 4, tap the check to add to your journal. I can't wait to see.
Okay, so now I'm happy with what to do. I'm going to close that, and I'm going to, they asked me to take a photo, so I'm going to go onto the photo icon. I'm going to get something to share, which is my new little cactus garden. Take a photo. Again, although it's gone full screen, if I do want to change it, I can click on my little finger here and unlock it, and then I can. I sometimes find that adding just the drawing element of Seesaw and then adding a picture is a little bit easier. I'll show you now on another page. If I just came into a blank Seesaw workspace and click on add photo, I can take the photo and straight away it's unlocked and I can resize it and move it around without having to unlock it. It's just a choice for you. So once I've got my plant here, it's said to give a verbal instruction. So I'm going to click on my microphone and record. So I'm sharing with you my recent cactus garden. I've got lots of different varieties of succulents that I have kind of put into a pot and got together, and hopefully none of them will die. And I'll leave it at that. So I'm going to click done. That's saved my video. I can listen to it back if I want. So I'm sharing with you my recent cactus. Okay, let's not go any further. Fine. Let's close the play down. If I wasn't happy with it, I can click on my interact button, the finger one. I can click on here, 3 dots, and I can delete it, duplicate it, move it around, whatever. Now, if I started my work, okay, and I've got to go off and do something, I haven't finished it, just let my teacher know I don't want to lose it. I don't want to click on the delete and get rid of it. And I don't want to submit it because it's not quite finished. So I can save it as a draft by clicking on the draft button here. Okay, as you can see, it is visible to the teacher, but they will know it's a draft, and so they won't then go to edit it or interact with it yet, okay? You can re-access it again by going to your Activities tab. It's still in the to-do, and you've got your finished one, but if you wanted to see ones, this will show ones that haven't been started as well as those that have been started. If you just want to see ones that you need to finish off, you can click in progress and they'll appear there. It's not in the done, just to show you. I'm going to click in progress. I'm going to click finish. I'm not going to add anything else to it. It's fine, really. So I'm going to click on the tick to submit my work. And that now is waiting teacher approval. Okay. I am going to go into my teacher account. I've got my activities. I've got this one. I'm going to have a look. So I've got one from Daniel. I'm going to review it. Okay, I can like it first of all. Okay, give them a heart, really good effort. I can add a comment. This can either be typed, so great job, or I'll post that anyway. I can add another comment, and this time I can record it. Great job, Dan. I love the cactus, and fingers crossed that they all do survive. Add that voice comment. And post. These are only visible between your child and the class teacher. And then now I can approve it with just these comments, or I could also edit this item as the teacher, and I could add some great ticks and some comments and things like that, smiley faces, and some very learning rich comments that your teachers will share with your children. And when I click tick now, it will add that to your activity. Go back and I'm now going to approve rather than send back. So I think it's great. So I'm going to click approve. And when I go back to my student view and do a little refresh, it should auto refresh eventually. I can see that I have a teacher comment. It's all finished. It's not waiting my teacher's review. I've got a comment, great job. Great job, Dan. I love the cactus, and fingers crossed that they all do survive. I can see verbal feedback, and I can see any kind of comments that they may have added onto my documents. So that's how we respond to an activity. When you come to your activities, again, just to remind you, we have the option to filter, not just by to do, in progress, and done. We can filter by the subject folders. So if you want to look at what our activities we've got for maths, click on there, it will have the latest maths activity. If I click on topic, I don't have any to-do topics, I've actually completed it. So in the to-do area, you can filter this by the subject as well. So let's just go back to our presentation. We've covered responding to an activity. Remember, you're going to click the activities tab. You're going to click add response, add the information, the pictures, the videos, upload work you've already done. Okay, add to it. When you're ready, we can do the voiceover. When you're ready, you're going to click the green tick to share it with your teacher. Just a quick question that we had earlier was about our posts. So if your children get a little bit excited and post something while you weren't watching and you didn't want that to be kind of acknowledged by your class teacher, you can go to your posts, only the posts that you've done, click on the 3 dots, and you can delete that item. Okay, but slight warning here, there's no undelete. Okay, delete is gone. They could also go in and edit that item and add extra bits to it. Okay, but if you want to delete it, you can. So I can delete that. There's other options there where you can, so I could copy and edit this one that my teacher's done and add to it as well. There's other options, but for now, the main ones are about adding your work and responding to activities that will get you going and your children having a fantastic home learning experience. On this slide here, just some pointers to help you in this like introduction phase. We are sharing information through the parent portal. There are frequent asked questions going up as well. But I just want to point out that the help.seesaw.me, Seesaw's help center, is really comprehensive. And it may be the quickest way for you to find out something is just go there and type it in. This Seesaw's been running for a long time. They've kind of spent a lot of time and effort in building a kind of support network and database. And it's really comprehensive. So it may be quickest to just type a quick question in there. I say there's a link here to the Remote Learning for Families introduction pages. There's a video for you that covers lots of these areas I've just covered in a short video. And there's a link to the parent portal. As the deputy heads will no doubt add in a minute, they are going to be sharing different resources through the normal correspondence channels as well. So I am now going to stop sharing and open up to questions. If you want to unmute temporarily, you can press spacebar, or you can just unmute yourselves whenever you want to ask. You've got the permissions to mute and unmute yourselves.
Just a quick question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So if my student, so my child wanted to address a particular teacher, so for instance, if it was a Mandarin teacher, not her general class teacher, how would we leave a sort of remark for the teacher without actually adding a response to the homework?
So the communication between you, the student, and the class teachers and specialists is by email. So if
email, okay.
Yeah, it's still through email. This is a home learning tool to deliver and respond to your children's work. We're going to keep the communication thing within email as it stands.
Okay, thanks.
No problem.
Quick question, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. In regards to this particular app, which device does it work best on a laptop or say a mobile device such as an iPad?
To be honest, it's pretty seamless across all. The beauty of it on a mobile device is the interaction with the child, the ease of taking a photograph of something they may want to share, of being able to draw more intuitively with finger, etc. But it works, the same functionality is across all the platforms. The only thing I say is on the apps, make sure you do keep up to date with the Seesaw update. So as functionality gets added, you have the latest and greatest. So it's kind of up to you. And there's no expectation for all these activities that are being posted to be done online. You can kind of, do that in the resource packs that are being shared with you and take photos of the work to limit screen time if that's any concern of yours.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Any more questions? Or have I this is the second run of this, so hopefully I've answered most of the questions you might have had through questions we had this morning. So you've got the benefit of experience this evening. If no one's got questions, deputies, heads, does anyone want to?
No, Dan, just to say a big thank you for taking everybody through that. I'd say reach out to parents, say that the question can't be answered on the website. You said comprehensively answer some of the questions. Then the team are an email away, and of course teachers will be leading students through this at a very sort of careful pace. You've demonstrated sort of quite a lot of breadth. Of course, children won't be suddenly diving into that, so we're an email away. So many thanks, Dan, for really clearly explaining that to us. We're like your cactus. I hope it does survive. And for all our participants tonight, many thanks for logging in, and we look forward to seeing Seesaw in operation. So I think here end of the workshop, and I'll say good evening to everybody on behalf of the team. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, I will end the meeting now. Cheerio, everyone.
Bye.
Good night.